Another SmarkCast here. Just like last week, I'm going to change the format up a little bit. I'm no longer going to be reviewing Raw in all anymore. I'm just going to go on long rants about what is going on in the WWE, what I'm liking, what I'm not liking, stuff like that. I'm in a new area. I'm actually in a small area of my living room because I'm too lazy to go upstairs today. You can tell my hair's all disheveled and everything. I woke up today and said I just don't care. I'm a guy. I'm allowed to do that. So this SmarkCast is a little late. The reason being is because I wasn't even going to do one. There was nothing that happened this week that was really like, I really want to talk about that. But that was until last night, late. I was going through, surfing the internet, doing my thing, and I stumbled upon the Smackdown spoilers, and something did catch my eye. Something that I must talk about. So, before we even begin this SmarkCast, I will have to say that this SmarkCast will include a major Smackdown spoiler. Something that will happen this Friday. So if you don't want to hear it, I will warn you ahead of time. It'll probably take up half my SmarkCast. The first half will be something that I'm not happy about, and then I will go on. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I'm a little late in talking about it, but the releases that happened, I wanted to touch base on that. Some people are a little upset. In reality, I don't see why. If you read the list of the people if you read the list of 11 stars that were released, there's not one of those stars where you look at it and go, what? Really? Because, I mean, most of them haven't been on TV in a while, and the ones that have been on TV are just glorified jobbers. Drew McIntyre being the biggest name on the list, of course. You know, he's been a glorified jobber for years, ever since his wife, Tiffany, or Taryn Terrell, as she's known now, ex-wife, they got into a fight, and basically she beat him up, and it's a domestic dispute. WWE doesn't like that. He's been down for 2 years because of that now, and they finally released him. I say good, let him go to the independents and show what he can really do. You know, I'm happy about that. The other big name for me on there was Evan Bourne. Very upset because in my eyes, I truly believe that man had enough talent to become the next Rey Mysterio Jr. Not Rey Mysterio that we know now, who is boring as all get out and injures himself just walking. I'm talking about like Rey Mysterio Jr. for WCW. I think he could have been that. But the thing about Evan Bourne is, people may not know that before he was Evan Bourne, he was Matt Sindel, who was a huge part of Dragon Gate, Chikara, and Ring of Honor. He was a major player in there, so he's going to be fine too. All of the people who released will be fine. Teddy Long will probably start his own wrestling company or something like that. It's probably going to be some special wrestling company called Tag Match Wrestling Playa, something like that. I don't know. Who knows? They'll all be fine. Everyone on that list will be fine. And I want to wish them good luck on their future endeavors. Anyway, so let's skip all that because that's really not news anymore. The biggest thing that I wanted to cover, and this whole SmarkCast is going to be about looking forward to Money in the Bank. And I know it's not for 2 weeks, but the Money in the Bank ladder match, I've been saying for weeks that if Daniel Bryan gets stripped, they're going to make the Money in the Bank ladder match for the title. And that's a big mistake, because that means that there would be no second Money in the Bank for a briefcase, meaning no briefcase. That sucks. And then I also said that this Money in the Bank would be filled with the stars who have already been there. They've already had the title. They've been in the main event forever. And that's one of the biggest problems with the WWE right now. It's the same people, always in the main event. Always the same people. Cena, Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, Randy Orton. It's just... it's frustrating because they don't make room for the new guys. They were on the right path whenever they put Daniel Bryan in there. And they let him win the title and everything, and Daniel Bryan came out on top, which was great, fantastic, but he got injured. And instead of, like, giving it to someone else who's never been there before, they go ahead and throw all the guys who've already been there, back in the ladder match. But they added 3 other guys, Cesaro, Roman Reigns, and Bray Wyatt. Okay, that is what I want to see. However, there is a slight problem that I have with that. Ladder matches are made to tell a story and made to really be chaotic, if you will. There's got to be some spots in there that make you go, oh, that looked like it hurt, or oh, wow, that was awesome. And if you look at the contestants of this ladder match, they're all guys over 250, minus Cesaro. And it just seems to me like this might possibly be the most boring ladder match in existence. And I mean, I don't want it to be, because truthfully, I actually like a lot of the people in this ladder match. I love a lot of them. It's just none of them are known for taking spots. Sheamus will take some spots. Sheamus is actually known for really putting his body on the line, so that one's okay. He's probably going to take 1 or 2 spots. That'll be great. He'll probably do land on the ladder a couple times, and it'll be pretty cool. Cena, he protects his body now. He isn't going to do anything out of the ordinary. Bray Wyatt is kind of a wild card. I don't know if he will really do anything crazy, but he might. He did take those stairs to the head, which is really cool. Cesaro, he'll probably do something. I don't see Roman Reigns really going out there and doing anything crazy. Alberto Del Rio, we know he's not going to do anything crazy. So my point is that this may be a really, really boring Money in the Bank ladder match, and I'm really not looking forward to it. I just have a problem with the whole thing. I don't think it should be for the title. It should be for a briefcase, and then they just have a title match at Money in the Bank. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. I'm actually still waking up. The whole thing is just really weird, and I don't like it. And really, it's meaningless, because it doesn't matter who wins. Whoever wins is a placeholder for when Daniel Bryan comes back. That's all there is. There isn't going to be anything spectacular. And looking at the contestants of the match, the only one who could possibly win that would make this worth anything is Bray Wyatt. I'll go down the list and tell you why. I'll start with John Cena. John Cena, if he wins it, he's not going to give it up in 2 months. He's going to keep it for a while. And I don't think John Cena wants to have it. John Cena has stepped down. He's stated many times that it's about the future now, and he wants to start putting over future stars, so he ain't going to win it. Randy Orton, I just don't want to see Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton again. I don't want to see that. That's just not something that is appealing to me. Same with Sheamus. I don't want to see Sheamus and Daniel Bryan again. I would like, if it is Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, it needs to be Daniel Bryan beating Sheamus in 13 seconds. It needs to be a revenge match. But it's not going to be Sheamus. Sheamus doesn't stand a chance. Alberto Del Rio again. See, I think that Alberto Del Rio is really boring. But in the ring, he's actually really impressive. He's technically sound, and he can put on a great match. He just has to have someone he can work with, which Daniel Bryan is that person. However, I don't want to see Alberto Del Rio back on top. He doesn't get the crowd reaction. So, that's 4. Roman Reigns. When he gets on top, and he will be, I think him and Bray Wyatt both will be on top by or at WrestleMania. He's going to have a long run. And it doesn't make sense for Roman Reigns, someone they're trying to put over as a top face, to come in and face Daniel Bryan. It just doesn't make sense. So Roman Reigns is out. Cesaro, he's a wild card. He could win it. He's a heel. Him and Daniel Bryan could put on a great match. But with the way they're kind of building him up, with the way they're kind of pushing him, it would probably kill his momentum to really push him to the top and then make him fall. It just wouldn't work. Bray Wyatt, this is the last one. Bray Wyatt makes sense. Bray Wyatt holds a clean victory over Daniel Bryan. Bray Wyatt can put on a great match with Daniel Bryan. And Bray Wyatt could hold that belt for 2 months and lose it and not lose any momentum whatsoever. Because Bray Wyatt is at that point. He's at that spot. That golden spot where you can lose, but you don't lose any momentum. He's in a good spot right now. I like that. Not to mention, they could have him come in, face Daniel Bryan, and actually win, and then have Daniel Bryan get a rematch at SummerSlam or something like that to come back. So, now those are the 7 contestants right now in the match. That does not mean one bit that won't change. That will change. That won't change, because there are a few contestants in there in that match that are kind of, should we really put those guys in there? Alberto Del Rio being one. That doesn't make sense to me, because he's actually been falling off. He really hasn't been winning a whole lot, so why is he getting a shot at the title? And Randy Orton. Randy Orton just recently came back for that whole vacation day he had. He was actually injured. He actually hurt himself. I think it was his collar or something. I don't remember. But he actually hurt himself. So he's coming back from an injury, and do you really want to have... Randy Orton may not be everyone's favorite, but he's a star. He's got the charisma, everything. Do you really want to have one of your major stars who's still got a few years left in the tank? Do you really want to have him come back from injury straight into a ladder match? Ladder match is one of the most, if not the most, dangerous match that WWE has. That includes cage matches, Hell in a Cell. It includes all of that. And Money in the Bank is especially dangerous because you have more than 2 guys. You have 7 guys going for a title. That is pure insanity. There's accidents bound to happen. Someone could do an Irish whip a little too hard, a little too far to the left, hit that ladder while someone's climbing it, someone falls. There are just countless ways people could be injured. So this whole let's put all of our top stars in the most dangerous match is not so smart. So Daniel Bryan will be coming back. He'll probably, I don't know if he'll come back at Battleground, but he might. I mean, if I was WWE, I would hold off until SummerSlam. Have him come back and somehow get a title shot. I don't know how they're going to do that one yet, but he's got to get pretty much an automatic title shot. Have him get a title shot at SummerSlam, because I think that's where it needs to happen. Because it needs to be, SummerSlam's always big, and it needs to be in there. I mean, SummerSlam is when I'm assuming Brock Lesnar will return as well. Who he'll face, I have no idea, because right now, in my eyes, Brock Lesnar is the #1 star. He's a huge draw, and he puts on good matches, whether people believe it or not, and he is coming off the biggest win in the history of WWE. And I truly mean that. I truly, truly believe that him beating The Undertaker was the single most shocking moment in WrestleMania history. Even I was like, holy crap. Great moment. I loved it. But that's that. Now, I did just go on a 15-minute rant basically complaining about Money in the Bank. Now, I did all that as the Darren who hadn't read the SmackDown spoilers. So, people who don't want to know the big announcement, it's not going to be a match, it's just an announcement that happens Friday on SmackDown. It is made by Seth Rollins. For those of you who don't want to know, go ahead and turn it off now, because from 16 minutes on, it's going to be about this SmackDown spoiler. So you've got 10 seconds to turn it off. And I'm going to go ahead and do it now. On Friday, on SmackDown, there will be an announcement made by Seth Rollins that there is a second Money in the Bank ladder match for a briefcase. So, it's happening. I'm happy. I now want to see Money in the Bank, because this is what I want. I wanted a briefcase. The reason why I want a briefcase is because the briefcase has always been fought by guys who are not in the main event scene. Love that. They are guys who have never been to the top. They are guys who are going to be the future of the company. And this is where it's going to happen. This is where people are going to shine. Seth Rollins is the first entrant. There has not been, the other 6 people have not been announced, but I think it's going to be Ziggler, it's going to be RVD, of course RVD, Dean Ambrose, because I think this is where Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are going to really start their feud, and I fully believe that this feud could go on till SummerSlam if WWE is smart, because Rollins and Ambrose would put on an amazing feud, and that's what I want. Those are pretty much the 4 that I think will be in there. Rollins, Ambrose, Ziggler, and sorry, Rollins, Ambrose, Ziggler, and you know, I mentioned someone else, but it's okay. I mean, you can. It's endless who you can add to this. Cody Rhodes, hopefully as Cody Rhodes and not as Stardust. Stardust was cool and all, and it was a good like wow moment, but yeah, we gotta do something about that. Can't be Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, because they're actually in the tag team match for the tag team belts, which I think they're going to win it. So, I mean, right now it's at a point where I don't know who's going to join this thing, but I think it's going to be a bunch of up-and-coming stars. And I'm very excited about it. This is what I want. This is what I have wanted. Too bad Damien Sandow probably won't be in it. And if he is, he'll probably be dressed up as the Ladder or something like that. Who knows? I'm just. This is where WWE is going to really shine. I think this is going to be the real ladder match to watch, especially with Rollins involved. Anytime Rollins and a ladder are involved, it's going to be great. And the new Dean Ambrose, which for people who don't know, really have followed Dean Ambrose. He's been in a lot of independent. He is an independent darling. But for people who don't know, that Dean Ambrose that showed up on Raw, the attitude, the psychoticness, the jeans, the leather jacket, all of that is all from his former persona from when he was in the independents, when he was Jon Moxley. And if you have never seen Jon Moxley is amazing. That is the Dean Ambrose I have wanted since the Shield started. I've wanted that leather jacket wearing psycho. I've always thought, I don't know if it's true, I've always thought that the leather jacket was kind of an homage to Roddy Piper, because like that's basically who Jon Moxley was a more psychotic and entertaining Roddy Piper. So very cool. and Seth Rollins was always Tyler Black. Everyone knew that. His Ring of Honor time was amazing. If you haven't seen Seth Rollins or Tyler Black in Ring of Honor, you need to check that out. It's really cool. But this new one, we're going to have a briefcase where we are going to get that moment. I mean, I've said that's one of the most interesting things every year, every single year, is when people get that briefcase, because it's always, when are they going to cash it in? Who are they going to cash it in on? Now there's only one choice, but it's just always so, it's anticipation, because every time you see the champion go down at the end of a match, you think, here it comes. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And that's the one thing that WWE has done right for years, is that briefcase. I thought, especially when it came to Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes, I don't know what happened to that feud. I don't know why they just ended it and didn't keep it going, but that was one of the more interesting feuds. I think that in the end, Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes should have feuded for the briefcase, because it never says anywhere that you can't put that briefcase on the line against someone else. In fact, it already happened with, I think, Edge and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy lost the briefcase to Edge. Do it again. I mean, they could have done so much with that, and I think if they would have, Damien Sandow would not be in the position he is in, because Damien Sandow has been where he's at for roughly a year, and it all stemmed from that loss to Cena when he failed to cash in. To me, that doesn't make sense, because in no way, shape, or form did Cena bury Damien Sandow. In fact, Sandow looked strong in that match, because even when Cena fought back, Damien Sandow still almost won it. So it made him actually look good. But I don't know, maybe Damien Sandow pissed in someone's Cheerios in the executive office, or maybe he hit on Stephanie McMahon. Who knows? But he did something, and now he is a whipping boy and a jobber who comes out dressed as LeBron James and countless other horrible, horrible ideas. I actually liked the Magneto thing, because I thought it was a one-shot. I thought it was just like, he's going to come out dressed as Magneto once, and that's going to be the end. But then when he started coming out dressing up as other people, I started to hate the Magneto thing. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. You know, like, what did he do, man? In fact, all honesty, I am 100% surprised he wasn't released when those 11 people were released. I am very surprised. I'm also surprised Zack Ryder didn't get released, but where the hell has he been? Ugh. Either way, maybe Damien Sandow can get into the Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, that could be the turning point, you know? He could win a match against somebody and have that moment where he's just like, oh, I did it, finally, you know, kind of thing. I would like that. Personally, I would like Goldust and Cody Rhodes to both be in this new ladder match. I would love it, because they both can put on a show. So, but I just don't know who's going to be. I'll say Cody and Goldust are going to get in it, because they are kind of mid-card stars and have nothing left to do. Put them in there. I'd be happy to see it. So Cody, Goldust, Ziggler, RVD, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. We just need one more. I just don't know. It's not going to be Bo Dallas or Adam Rose. It's not going to be someone who's brand new, but it'll probably be a good mid-card star. It's not going to be Christian, because Christian, I think Christian's done. But I don't know who else it could be. That's one of the things that is now making WWE intriguing. Is now it's to the point where you don't know who's going to be in there, and now it's like, oh, who's going to make it in there? With the first one for the belts, I called it almost dead on down the line of who was going to be in the Money in the Bank. Bad news, Barrett. He'll be the seventh guy in the other one. Sorry, that's ADD for you. I can just smack right into a different thing. It's great. My head doesn't work right. I'll be straight line. And it's a plastic bag. Oh boy, yeah. ADD. It's amazing. Yeah. Anyway, so Damien, but I almost called it down the line. The first ladder match. I looked at my wife when they announced it, and I said, Cena, Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, but then I kind of started getting off. I didn't call it straight down the line because I actually didn't think for a minute that Roman Reigns would be in it. I didn't think any of the Shield would be in it, and I didn't call Cesaro either. So I called all but 2 people though, and that's saying something. So that's saying something about the predictability of WWE. And then, but I've also been saying, oh man, we're not going to get a briefcase this year. We're not going to get a briefcase this year. As of SmackDown, boom, briefcase. Wrong again. And this is one of those times where I am very happy I am wrong. Just like the Stanley Cup. I was very happy I was wrong that the Kings would be swept by the Rangers, because I didn't want the Rangers to win it. I wanted the Kings to win it, and the Kings almost swept them, which is awesome. But this is a wrestling thing. This is not a hockey thing. I only have one person who actually watches this that might enjoy me talking about hockey. You know who you are. Yeah. The same guy who's probably going to dig this. Walking Dead. Yeah. The advantages of working in a comic book store. You get really cool stuff. I try not to cuss because if I cuss, I have to actually, on YouTube, actually have to put a advisory that says there's language in it. That's why. So Darren, hey, there we go. My friend on Twitter, he never really asked, but I think he was wondering why I never cuss on this because in my life, and I mean I say at least 14 F words in a minute, and but on YouTube, if you have a video where you use language, you actually have to put an advisory on it. And I don't want to do that because I already have ads now. Sorry about that, by the way. I know you guys probably hate these ads, but, you know, when you get to a certain amount of viewers, you can add ads. Alright. I'm totally not even talking about wrestling anymore. I'm freaking ranting. I think I need to take my medication. ADD. Awesome. ADD is fun for me. But anyway, what time is it? I don't know what time it is. I don't know where a clock is. I don't really have a clock in my house. I don't even have a watch. But anyway, because I gotta be at work at like 1 or 2 o'clock. I gotta go to the comic book store and do a few things. But Money in the Bank. I'm now looking forward to it, thanks to the announcement on SmackDown. Wanting to see it. I would have watched it if we would have got Ambrose versus Rollins, but I will accept a ladder match featuring Ambrose and Rollins to start a feud. I will accept it, and I will accept it with a smile, because for nothing else but this one ladder match for the briefcase, nothing else, I would pay the money to see it. I would pay the full. In America, it's $50. I would pay the full $50 to see it if I didn't have the WWE Network, where I already paid $10 to see it. I would do that because it just, that one match alone is going to make it for me. I'm okay with the Usos and the Wyatts, but I think that the Wyatts are going to win it. Not just because I've been saying for 3 weeks that they're going to win it. It's just the tag team division has kind of went. So, I mean, even though the Usos are pretty great, but now they're the top face bodyguards. I don't know. Whatever, dude. I do think they need to give Jey Uso the mic a little more, because on Total Divas is not the greatest show on the planet. It's actually quite terrible. But whenever Jey Uso is on, or John, as they call him on the show, John Uso, whenever he's on, it is hilarious. That dude is straight up funny. He makes me laugh every time. So I'm up for Jey Uso getting his own freaking show. Get a sitcom. It'd be great. And he's a very talented guy. I mean, I'm still saying my dream tag match is the Usos versus the Young Bucks. I would love to see that. I mean, the Young Bucks are far and away more talented than they are, but still, the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. I know most of you don't even know who the hell I'm talking about, but the Young Bucks and Red Dragon are tied for the single greatest tag teams in wrestling right now, possibly in history. The Young Bucks and Red Dragon are amazing. I mean, and they've been having a feud on Ring of Honor, and it's been glorious. I mean, mind-blowing matches. Just pretty much the Young Bucks and Red Dragon, they have completely different styles, but both of them, imagine the Hardy Boys mixed with the Hart Foundation. That's who you have with Red Dragon and the Young Bucks, because you have technically sound and high-flying risk takers. Amazing, man. They're so good. But enough about Ring of Honor. I know I'm not supposed to talk about Ring of Honor. You have my opinion on the Money in the Bank, and I'm looking forward to it now. I wasn't before, now I am. Awesome. So, anyway, the normal thing goes, email address, smarkcast@gmail.com. Hit me up, throw me a line, do something, tell me to stop complaining. I don't care. I got one of those emails, by the way. Some dude told me that I need to quit complaining and just enjoy the product. And to him I say, how can I enjoy the product if the product sucks? And right now, sorry Vince McMahon, sorry WWE Universe, right now, even with the addition of this new Money in the Bank ladder match, the product sucks. It's horrible. I mean, can you name a time in the past 10 years where there has only been one feud going on? One feud, and no mid-card feuds, and no Divas feuds. Just one main card feud. If someone can email me a time in the past 10 years where that has happened, that would be great. Because I can't think of a single time where there's only been one feud. And to me, that's crap. That is pure crap. Because you can't have a company based on one feud. You can't. There's been times when the championship picture has been horrible like it is now. But there's never been a time where the championship has been horrible and there's only been one feud. So that's why I complain, because the product sucks. NXT is better than WWE. Ring of Honor is better than WWE. NJPW is better than WWE. TNA is not better than WWE. TNA still is terrible. TNA still just needs to go away. I mean, God, I actually tried it last Thursday. I did it, and I was like, all right, here we go. Click it on. 15 minutes later, I'm like, I can't take it anymore. That's what I did. It's horrible. It's bad. It's bad. Ugh. Anyway. But, I mean, oh man, and then oh god, that Thursday I was talking about how terrible it was. It'll be great when the six-sided ring comes back. No, it won't. The ring has nothing to do with why it's bad. TNA is bad because the writing is terrible. The writing is horrible. It makes no sense. There's absolutely no logic behind what happens. Every match ends in an interference. Every match ends in a DQ. It's like there's no finality whatsoever. How can a company be so bad and have a talent pool so deep? I mean, Samoa Joe, Austin Aries. Just countless names. Magnus, Abyss, Eric Young. Just so many names. So great. So terrible. It's awful. Ugh. Okay, here we go. Anyway, I'm going to end it. You got my email address. At -Darren is my Twitter. MINUSDARRIN. Hit me up. Do what you will. Thank you for watching.